Morning, friends, and welcome to our week number 2 for our course Competitiveness Model 9 Industries. I'm showing you the QR code so you can join the group. So that there are some of the students that are not yet in the group. So please, if you can scan the QR code so that way you go directly to our group. I'm just going to let that just one more minute before that we start the class. And also at the end of the class, I'm just going to share with you again our QR code for the Telegram group. So if you have any comments, questions, you're welcome to write me in the chat of this channel and also in the group in Telegram. Okay. I think we'll be ready. And for the one that have the time to do it right now, I will put that at the end of the class. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start the class for this week. We have a really important topic today. We're going to talk about our country and the industry in Guatemala. We're going to identify the economic advantages and why Guatemala is so important to the world. You will see that the ubication of our country is really important for the rest of the world. What kind of economy we have. Remember that we have 4 divisions: the primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary sector of industry. And in Guatemala, we have the 4 sectors, of course. So welcome to the class, and I hope that you enjoy it. Let's give me a start just with the objectives that we have for today. That is providing tools to increase the possibilities of entering the labor and business market. Also, you as a student will know to manage social networks and do business, industry and economy. The main objective that we have today is the importance of identification of Guatemala's economic advantages. So we're going to talk a lot about our beautiful country, and I want that you feel proud to be Guatemalan, and you will find why. Okay, let's talk a little bit about some context from our country. Okay, since when we signed the Peace Accords 1996, brought a form to Guatemala's internal armed conflict. Well, remember, we're just a little bit here about the story of our country. And when we have all these 36-year-long conflict destroying businesses, infrastructure, decrease the labor force, and the economy. So that was a real hard part for the economy in our country. But since 1996 up to today, all the economics have been changed. This is just part of what we're going to talk today. Lack of economic opportunity is the single largest driver of irregular migration from Guatemala. In 2018, the economy created only 1 new job for every 15 people in the job market. So this one was hard, but nowadays we have a highest percentage of that because we have for every job probably with between 30 and 50 people for that. Approximately 70% of Guatemala's economy is informal. That's not bad. That's good. We're going to see why. characterized by low productivity. That's the bad part, the wages and competitiveness. But we have something that has really important from the world, from our country. So with that access to local economic opportunities, Guatemala are migrating to the other countries. So that's why we have a lot of people from Guatemala living in the United States, Mexico, Europe, a lot of other countries around the world, because we are looking for a better opportunities to live. Today, we're going to learn that in Guatemala, we also have these types of opportunities. Okay, let me just stop my presentation here, and I'm going to share with you our first video. Just one second. Just give me 1 second. So I'm just going to share that with you.
We are more than 3,000 years of history, culture, art, and devotion. We are more than 3,000 years of history, culture, art, and devotion. We are an amazing green paradise that emerges between breathtaking volcanoes, mountains, rivers, lakes, and oceans. Everything you can imagine is here in one place, full of beautiful landscapes where friendly, hardworking, entrepreneurial people live. We are an example of relentless skill and qualified force of highly competitive and creative people. We are unbeatable. And you know what? We are the most important strategic, political, and economic zone in the region that connects the South, Central, North, and the Caribbean of the Americas. We are a global intersection with great potential for investment and trade opportunities. Today, we show the world everything we are and what we're made of. This is our country brand. We are Guatemala, amazing and unstoppable.
Okay, here we're seeing all the beautiful things that we have in Guatemala. That's why we are amazing and unstoppable, because all people also is getting better and better, and every one of us, we are fighting to getting a better life. So let's feel proud of being a Guatemalan. Okay, let me go back to my presentation. Okay. Currently, much of Guatemala's workforce lacks sufficient education and training access to financial services for small medium-sized businesses that we have in here. This is limited. The infrastructure connected city is outdated. So because you can see in all our roads that we really have a bad situation in the infrastructure. So that's kind of hard right now. And regulations inhibit investment, while agriculture is the most labor-intensive sector in the Guatemala economy, showing 30% of the population. It only contributes to 13.5% to the gross domestic product and offers limited opportunities for prosperity and growth. This landscape makes it difficult for Guatemalans to attain a better quality of life. So living here in Guatemala is not that easy, but it's not that bad also. We need to find the business, the perfect job, and how we can get a better life also in here. And that's why 1.5 million Guatemalans have to emigrate in the last 20 years. So there's a lot of people from our country living outside looking for a better life. Okay, so I'm just going to stop here one more time. And I'm going to show you about how the activities that Guatemala has and why Guatemala is central in gene in Central America. Just one moment.
Guatemala, Central America's engine, welcomes you to the preferred global investment destination, located between the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans. Guatemala offers an array of logistical and productive opportunities. After facing challenging times, our country has continued to show resilience and determination. We have established ourselves as an ideal destination for investments, with a diversified economy, a strengthened industry, and a promising service sector. We are the largest economy of the region, where 4 out of 10 products are made in Guatemala. As global value chains are shifting, we have prepared to embrace industries, seeking nearshoring as an alternative to supply important markets. Our pharmaceutical sector has proven its efficiency, confirmed by the presence of more than 42 companies, comply with international standards, and supply foreign markets such as North and Central America. We have also become one of the best destinations for the outsourced services activities. Our government is determined to attract more investments, with incentives and ease of doing business. Guatemala has embarked on a revamping of its infrastructure to become an intermodal logistics platform. Competitive energy costs, preferential access to main markets, and our political and macroeconomic stability makes us your first-class business location. We are prepared to be your next investment destination. Invest in Guatemala, Central America's engine.
As you see here, first of all, we have the ubication of our country. We are really close to Mexico, which is probably just 1 hour, 1 hour and a half. Then you'll be in Houston, in 30, 40 minutes you are in Mexico, and also all this South America that is connected to them. So we are like a big bridge to all the products that are going to North America and also to Europe. So the field where we have different ports, like Puerto Quetzal and Puerto Santo Garcia, that are the ports that have all these products that are coming and that we are import and export to the different parts of the world. Also, our country, for the ubication, is really attractive to the people. And we have some numbers for you, so you can see, because we're going to compare Guatemala with El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica, and you will see why Guatemala got a better situation than the rest of the countries in Central America. We're going to talk now about the benefits of doing business in Guatemala and why our country is so attractive for a lot of companies that are coming to our country. First of all, like I said before, the strategic geographic location. Guatemala is located in the middle of Central American region, which is optimal for developing connections to the South and North America via air, ocean, or by road. The flights are usually have a duration between 2 and 5 hours in some of the big cities in North and South America, making Guatemala incredibly accessible to business owners and executives. The country borders Mexico, El Salvador, Honduras, and Belize. Is the third largest country in Central America. This is very beneficial for business looking to expand further beyond Guatemala, especially with key access to Mexico's population. This is approximately 130 million people within Guatemala, relatively small territory. Our 14 district ecosystem found at elevations ranging from sea level to higher to 4,200 meters. Imagine that. This make our country very diverse. So we have different cultures, different type of traditions, and these diverse, these various climates that we have. We have hot, really hot, really cold weather in our country all year long. This is offering a special key for agriculture and other commercial opportunities. That's why the strategic geographic location, we are in a perfect location for make any type of business because we're in the middle of the Central American regional. This is optimal for the connections from the South America to go to the north. So this is why it's so important. Okay. Number two, we're going to talk about the productive and low-cost workforce. You see here, we have different types of companies in other countries that are manufacturing and the textile area also. Services. So, for example, we have all these maquilas that come from China, from Japan, from all the Asian area that are working in here. And why you think they are coming from that countries that are so far to Guatemala? Because here they know they find the right people to work, people that work really hard, and also for the cost of this workforce. Actually, we have a lot of centers in Guatemala. We have a lot of technician, professional people. We are working on that. They prefer country to come and work. The workforce in Guatemala is young and productive, with a labor participation rate of 59.3% according to Trading Economics. This is a really, really important percentage. Labor is considered relative low cost within and surrounding Guatemala, including El Salvador, Honduras, and Belize. The salary is below $400. Is the salary that we have right now per month. So this is also an attractive for the people and all these companies that come from another countries. The workforce engage with international companies to develop its capabilities in various areas such as manufacturing, agriculture, and the service sector. Guatemala has a great base of technicians and other specialist professionals that are adaptable to different sectors. Guatemala's economy is dominated by the private sector, which generates about 85% of GDP. Most of its manufacturing is light assembly and food processing. The export of their main products like bananas and coffee are sent business owners in Guatemala access a workforce to support their commercial operation. So you can write me in the chat what type of business you think that is the most important in our country. As I said before, we have the exportation of sugar, coffee, and other products that we export to the world. Just give me 1 second, and we're going to talk about the economy through this video. Just give me one moment. Here we go.
Guatemala is a place with limited
Just one moment.
Opportunities in a regional logistical hub, encircled by two vast oceans, gateway to the world's most significant marketplaces. We are the economic engine of Central America, in the heart of numerous ambitious projects, with excellent macroeconomic stability and growing infrastructure. Guatemala is a hub for entrepreneurship and industry, a gateway to new markets, specialized services, technologically advanced manufacturing, proximity, and trustworthiness. Large corporations maintain operation centers in Guatemala, which helps the formation of new enterprises, alliances, and strategies. Guatemala is well connected, a leader in the telecommunications industry, and a producer of a variety of goods, making it the greatest option for nearshoring to optimize production processes. We are the solution to the problems that the world faces, and we are positioned as an indispensable option for large markets. However, we are more than that. We are creative and determined. We are a generation of women and men with exceptional qualities, experience, and initiative. We are hardworking individuals who always offer our best. Our work is distinguished by talent. Self-set are and discipline. Our population is young and eager to work towards great and exciting things. We have done it before. This is not the first time we've accomplished the remarkable. Our government, in alliance with the private sector and other key stakeholders, assisting in discovering the full potential of our nation. Guatemala is a beautiful, contemporary nation built on hard work and innovation, and equipped with the tools necessary for sustainable development. We are your business partners and strategic allies. Perfect opportunity. Invest in Guatemala.
We continue learning that our country is really a beautiful jewel for the world. First of all, for the ubication, for all of us, the Guatemalan people that are hard workers, that are intelligent people, that are people that really work hard for their dreams. And this is something that the young people that we have, the young population that we have in our country is really, really important for that. This is something just good for all the economy in our country. Okay, let's talk about the bilateral and regional agreements support international trade. Here, we have also these agreements with different countries, and this is something good for our country too. This gives opportunity to import and export products around the world. Establishing a commercial presence in Guatemala gives companies access to other countries in the region through a number of strategic trade agreements. Guatemala is part of the Central American Free Trade Agreement that is called CAFTA, which was established in 2006. CAFTA liberalized bilateral trade between the United States and countries like Guatemala, Costa Rica, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and the Dominican Republic. This multilateral trade agreement promotes regional integration. It also requires Central American countries to introduce necessary reforms to address issues in areas such as customs administration, protection of intellectual property, financial and other services, investment, market access, government procurement. So this one is important that Guatemala be part of all these international agreements. This agreement also aims to reduce sanitary and other barriers. So it's really, really important for Guatemala. In addition, CAFTA, Guatemala has signed bilateral or regional free agreements with Chile, Mexico, Colombia, Taiwan, Panama, the European Union, Peru, the European Free Trade Association countries, present with South Korea, China, the United Kingdom, and Canada. For a small country, Guatemala is well connected internationally, and community is in trade with this. This is another benefit of doing business in Guatemala, because for all these trades that we have with different countries, give the opportunity for all the people to come here and invest in our country to get more market around the world. Let's talk about tourism. Well, tourism is really, really important. We have beautiful places in here. We have the most beautiful lake in the world. We have volcanoes, rivers, beaches, etc. We have beautiful places in Guatemala. And not also that, our food, our traditions, our culture, the different cultures that we have in Guatemala, all these different types of culture that we have, the food, the people, the places, the nature, everything is just beautiful in our country. That's why the tourism is really, really important for a lot of people to live. 2,113,270 visitors entered Guatemala in 2021. This increased an 11% by 2020, we have expectation. In 2024, we have almost 3 million visitors to Guatemala. And for this year, we have also an increase, approximate, a projected percent, probably 20%. So this is really important because there are a lot of people coming to Guatemala. To achieve this, the country is working to promote wealth as a tourist destination, over 40 international tourist and travel fairs. The companies working in the tourist industry can expect to see a growing number of visitors to Guatemala. The country's self-promotion as a tourist destination offers new commercial opportunities in Central America for hospitality and other tourist services. So, you see, we have different types of industry. And if you can write me in the chat, what do you think about all that we have talking about? And we're going to see right now activities in Guatemala, the strongest economy in Central America. Just one second.
Sensibilidad de Sara. Después de ocurrir la acumulación de bacterias,
Guatemala is one of the largest stable economies in all of Latin America. Guatemala is located in Central America. The population is 16 million people. It's 1,687 kilometers. Borders Mexico in the north and Honduras and El Salvador. Guatemala has made remarkable economic progress after 36 years of civil war. In this video, we will show the activities that make Guatemala the strongest economy in Central America. Agriculture sector. Agriculture in Guatemala, a quarter of the gross local price. In this sector, the cultivation and importation of coffee, sugarcane, cotton, and a huge amount of vegetables such as cassava is continuously exploited. On the livestock side, Guatemala takes advantage of importing cattle and red meat to Honduras and El Salvador, thus saving a part of the country's internal consumption. Fishing sector. Fishing is located on the southern coasts of Guatemala. It has increasing of currency income like of products of high commercial value, such as shrimp, sharks, dolphin fish, common squid, lobsters, snapper, and tuna. Mining sector. Guatemala has one of the largest nickel reserves in the world. In addition to nickel, Guatemala has significant amounts of gold. In 2007, one mine processed 1.7 million tons of ore. Average of gold content 4.55 grams per ton and 84.31 grams of silver per ton. Many large and small resource companies are active there. Tourism sector. In spring and summer, Guatemala welcomes tourists to the picturesque cities such as Antigua and Panachachel. Thus, they sell local foods, ornamental stones such as jade, enchanted textiles, and excursions along its coast, and tours that stand out along the routes of the colonial center of the city. According to the Guatemalan Community Tourism Alliance, approximately 15% of the qualified workforce is dedicated to the tourism industry. It is an industry that has a quarter of the national GDP. Consequently, many Guatemalans work in this industry because of the money that tourists earn who buy their products. The export of products is branches of national production. As a result of the growing economic activity in the region, because of borders and ports, Guatemala has geographical advantage, so that foreign trade became one of the largest forms of foreign exchange earnings for the country. In addition to the border countries, the export union with the USA created profitable alliances. Guatemala is currently the 43rd trading partner for commodities. Two-way merchandise trade totals $10 billion. Total merchandise exports amounted to $5.9 billion. Goods imports totaled $4.1 billion. The U.S. goods trade surplus with Guatemala was $1.7 billion in 2015. Total U.S. exports of agricultural products to Guatemala were about $1.1 billion in the main categories like corn, wheat, poultry, and cotton. Oil sector. The oil trade in Guatemala has gone through different stages. The oil industry in Guatemala has an economic option. Guatemala is the largest oil producer in Central America. It produces small amounts of raw. The majority were sent to the United States for refining or local consumption. Guatemala's reserves of 526 million barrels are found mainly in the jungles of the northern Petén Basin. Infrastructure sector. As Guatemala has been a growing economy in the last decade, the country's infrastructure is undergoing major changes. The public and private sectors were contracted to large businesses from 4 years ago in order to improve the quality of public services. The benefits of higher and well-targeted public investment in infrastructure would that greatly outweigh the financial costs and promote Guatemala's economic and social development. Public and private sector. The project of building the administrative center of the state. Its value is estimated at $200 million. It is the project that has been implemented since the establishment of the National Agency for Society for the Development of Economic Infrastructure in 2013. In addition to the administrative center of the state, there is also a project of urban rail transportation system for passengers from the Northeast and the Pacific Railroad, the Tech and Human Intermodal Logistics Port and Solid Waste Terminal, and the North-South Highway Connection Hub. Environment sector. A corporate environmental management unit is currently being established and works under the supervision of the Directorate of Development of Guatemala in order to enhance the systematic environmental competitiveness of the Guatemalan export sector through responsible environmental practices. At the same time, it seeks to promote business as an alternative form of income, employment, and poverty reduction. Over the last years, technology in Guatemala has not yet adapted to the global lead. Small developments from small communities have paid off. The technological model was introduced in rural primary schools in Guatemala that incorporated the active participation of the entire.
Okay, so in this video, you can see all the different sectors that we have in Guatemala. The agriculture we have talked about last week about the farming, the sea farming, all that. And also you have all this oil industry, technology industry, the secondary sector, and when we have all this production, all these products, we are transforming all these natural resources in new products. We do all that in Guatemala. And now we're talking about the natural resources for mining companies. We have that also in here. So Guatemala is known for its mineral reserve, which includes sand, gravel, nickel, uranium, limestone, petrol, coal, gold, silver, as we see in the video, copper, and many, many more of these materials. These minerals make up a significant portion of the country's economic outputs. Businesses are attracted by competitive conditions for mining. And in the following week, we're going to learn about also the mining industry. So you're going to understand better what we're talking about right now. According to assuming Guatemala export 560 million American dollars worth of mineral products. Imagine that. That's a lot of money. Products including refined petroleum, lead ore, and nickel ore, and over $101 million of precious metals, primary gold and silver. So we have a lot of resources. Our country is the most beautiful country in the world. And that's why we have all these people that want to invest in Guatemala. Just 1 second more. Video is in Spanish, so just give me 1 second. So we're going to understand better before we go to the last part of the class. One moment. Just let me skip this.
Guatemala, imparable. Hace unos días comenzamos con unos estudios sobre la importancia de la economía guatemalteca en la región centroamericana. Y es que, a pesar de ser la economía que más dinero mueve anualmente, muchas veces está desapercibida. Guatemala ha conseguido alzarse como una verdadera potencia regional dentro de América Central. Es uno de los mayores productores y exportadores de importantes productos agrícolas como el azúcar y el plátano. Así también es ahora el 10º mayor exportador de café en el mundo y hoy se posiciona como una de las naciones de más rápido crecimiento económico en la región. Pero, ¿por qué ha sorprendido tanto esta noticia entre los expertos? ¿Y cuáles han sido las claves que han permitido a Guatemala consolidar esta posición? Al inicio del 2023, las proyecciones de crecimiento para Guate no sobresalían demasiado por sobre el resto de países centroamericanos, y sin embargo, debido a las políticas y sociales suscitadas recientemente en el resto de vecinos, así como una disminución en inversión extranjera directa por el miedo de algunos inversores, muchos organismos internacionales dedicados al análisis y a la observación económica, como el Banco Mundial y el Fondo Monetario Internacional, se vieron obligados a tener que reducir sus proyecciones para estos países, como fue el caso de Honduras y Costa Rica. Todas las tensiones, luego de que Costa Rica solicitara visa a los visitantes y transportistas hondureños, tuvieron un impacto negativo. Guatemala, exactamente lo contrario, pues luego de observar el buen rendimiento que la economía estaba teniendo, el Banco Mundial tuvo que incluso mejorar sus proyecciones de crecimiento para este año. Esto no significa que Guatemala no haya tenido episodios de inestabilidades sociales internas, de hecho, todo lo contrario. Pero, ¿cómo es posible que aún así su economía haya ser una de las más dinámicas no solo de Centroamérica, sino también de toda América Latina? Junio de 2023. Guatemala se encontraba en plenos comicios electorales, luego de una campaña electoral llena de irregularidades, con la suspensión de los candidatos a presidente, derivando de la elección un 59% de participación electoral y más que creando una especie de paro nacional y bloqueos en claves para el comercio. Esto hizo que muchos comercios y personas se vieran afectadas. Quizás no sabías, pero tan solo Honduras y El Salvador invierten cada año más de $1.200 millones en productos de origen guatemalteco por su excelente calidad, entre ellos azúcar, medicamentos y aceite de palma. Todo esto, desde luego, tuvo un impacto en la economía. Algunos expertos llegaron a pronosticar una desaceleración en el crecimiento económico, pero gracias a la confianza de los inversionistas extranjeros en el potencial económico a largo plazo de Guatemala, la mejora continua de infraestructura clave y múltiples proyectos privados que se encuentran en construcción en este momento, no fue así, y el valor monetario del intercambio de bienes y servicios creció hasta un 3,4%, muy por encima del promedio en América Latina, que se sitúa en apenas el 2,3%, lo que contrasta positivamente con el estable crecimiento que Guate ha tenido desde 2010, que ha sido respaldada por una prudente gestión fiscal y monetaria. Esto situaría su PIB en torno a los $105.200 millones y un Producto Interno Bruto per cápita de al menos $6.010 por persona de forma nominal. Pero, ¿cómo les fue al resto de países centroamericanos durante este último año? Quien menos creció fue El Salvador, con apenas un 2,8% según las últimas mediciones, pues a pesar de los esfuerzos recientes por la mejora de su economía, no termina de convencer a los inversionistas extranjeros y muchas entidades financieras que se han mostrado inconformes luego de la decisión del país de adoptar Bitcoin como moneda de curso legal, como un golpe a la banca tradicional, por lo que además se sitúa como el país con menor inversión extranjera directa de la región. Nicaragua lo sigue con un 3,1%, dejando atrás los años en torno a 2018, donde su economía no parecía hacer mucho más que contraerse. Aún así, es superado por Honduras por una pequeña diferencia, el 3,2%. Costa Rica marcó un crecimiento del 5,1%, duplicando las proyecciones que tenía para inicios de año, y Panamá supera nuevamente las expectativas de crecimiento con un 6,3%. De desarrollo económico de Guatemala. Las remesas son una pieza importante del progreso financiero de Guatemala. Son, sin lugar a dudas, un apoyo al consumo, y el consumo contribuye al crecimiento del Producto Interno Bruto, convirtiéndose en una solución fabulosa para atender las necesidades básicas y generar una mejor calidad de vida para las familias que las reciben. Durante este año, el país registró un incremento de hasta un 7,5% en el total de remesas recibidas con respecto al año anterior, situándose en
Okay. In this was in Spanish, you understand better about why Guatemala is so important for the world and how our industry works. In here we have the 5 questions. Number 1, the site of this course in Guatemala was in the year of, I'm going to give you that answer, is 1996. Number 2 is the most labor-intensive sector in the Guatemala economy. 3, the workforce in Guatemala is young and productive. What is the percent of labor participation rate? 4, what is the meaning of CAFTA? And 5, this agreement also aims to reduce sanitary, phytosanitary, and other non-tariff barriers. And all these questions, you will find the answer in the presentation. In a few minutes, I'm going to send the questions, presentations and material so you can have everything for the course. And I'm going to share with you one more time the QR code. So for all those students that are not in the group yet. I'm just going to read some comments. Thank you, Victor Orellana. That's right. I'm totally agree with your comment. Also, Raul Cuevas, that's I agree with you. That's the problem, that our reach is better and we are better than other countries. And thank you also, Antonio Mendoza, for your comment. That is a good thing due to the lack of method. Thank you so much for your comments. And also, I'm going to send that to you. So here, here's the code one more time. So please, the Telegram group. I'm also going to send you some tools so you can have it to translate into Spanish all the presentation. Thank you so much for your attention, and I hope that you have a great day.